Let's look at the national agent performance here for single family condos and townhomes. So the agent who sold at least one home, agents who sold at least one home in 2024, 29% of active U.S. real estate agents closed at least one deal. 71% did not close a deal in 2025. 71% of people with a real estate agent's license did not close a deal. Transactions volume per agent. Here's the median, not the average, but the median number, right? The number right there in the middle. You know, a very good person will close 10 to 12, right? Think about that. There's 2 million people with a license. 2 million. So that means the average person closes about 2.1 per year. Unbelievable. Now, that's 10 to 12 a year, not a month. Just want to make sure we're clear. 70% of real estate agents did not close a deal in 2025 so far.
Hello, everyone. Alvin Darian here. I spent over 2 decades in the financial industry helping people just like you. As the author of books like Don't Let Adversity Steal Your Legacy and the 8 Financial Breakthroughs, and as the CEO and co-founder of Financial Pro Network, I am proud to present to you the Leadership and Money Podcast.
All right, calling all real estate agents, real estate brokers. I may have something for you to make additional income while you are in your career. Not saying you're going to stop being a real estate agent or a broker. I know you love it. I know you love helping your clients, but I may have an idea that you can add to your practice, right? So let's jump right into it, everyone. My name is Alvin Darian. I've been doing financial education and financial services for the past 23 years. I started at 23 years old. I was a college kid that graduated from Savannah State University as an engineer. And when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, I could not find an engineer job. Back in 2002, there was no engineering jobs available. 2002, 2003. It wasn't really my passion. I was good at math, science, and physics. So I decided to become an engineer. But when I moved to Atlanta and I saw the financial education industry, I found my passion. You ever had your keys lost? You're getting ready to go somewhere and you're looking for your keys and you feel like you're running late? You know, a lot of people are still looking for their keys, looking for their passion, looking for their career. I'm so thankful that I found my keys. And I know you love to give people the keys to their house. Let me give you the key to more future income. So right now in today's time, you know, a lot of real estate agents, they're not earning enough right now. And before I break down an opportunity here for you, I want to talk about the pros because I really enjoy the art of real estate, right? So here's the good news, you know, incredible income potential during the up market, right? You can make very good income if you're in the right market. You set your own hours, no boss, no time clock, no schedule, low upfront cost to get started. You pass a test, pay for some software, some tools, maybe some coaching, no glass ceiling, right? You can make as much income as you want to. Those are the good things about being into the real estate business, right? But there are some challenges. Would you agree with me? One of the challenges is that clients have unrealistic expectations of what they can afford, right? They want a $500,000 house, but may only qualify for a $250,000 house. And guess what? It may be wasting your time because people want the big house, but you got to start them off somewhere, right? So that's one challenge. And another challenge could be the buyer's checklist. It can be overwhelming, right? And, you know, and sometimes you got to have a down payment of 20%. Prepaid items like taxes and insurance premiums, closing costs, lender fees, title fees, insurance fees, credit score, debt to income ratio, appraisal report, settlement statement, home inspection, deed and title, debt payoff letters before you get the keys, right? You got to pay some things off. Closing attorney, maybe a notary, clear to close. That's your favorite word, right? Clear to close. Or favorite sentence. Repairs on the house, maybe a new roof, maybe new concrete, maybe new this and that. Utilities got to get switched on. Home warranty got to be turned on. You got to pay movers. You got to move. You got to pack. You got to unpack. You got to have mail transferred. And you got to get your appliance and furniture. So going through all of this to get your dream house can be overwhelming, right? And it may be overwhelming for you as the real estate agent to help them out. Those are some challenges. Here's the next one. Gaps in sales and income. Some quarters, some months is good, then it's down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. It's inconsistent. Here's a chart here to blow your mind, right? If you look at the home sales from 2015 to 2024, there's a big drop. You see in 2023, interest rates changed. It was something out of your control. So there's a lot of political factors goes into play when it comes to real estate, right? The last decade, let's take a look at it. Key takeaways. The pandemic, we saw about 6.2 houses were sold. Okay, mortgage rates were low. And then after the decline, right? Look at that. 5.73 in 2002, the 30-year low, right? Now, I can go on and on and on. You see what's happening because you're feeling it more than most because it has an impact on your income. People can't afford to move into the new home. Bigger down payment, higher interest rates, right? Soon as some houses go on the market, it sells. Maybe not the case anymore. Tight supply, right? Pandemic effects. See, there's post-pandemic impacts. Let's look at the national agent performance here for single-family condos and townhomes. So the agent who sold at least one home, agents who sold at least one home. In 2024, 29% of active U.S. real estate agents closed at least one deal. 71% did not close a deal in 2025. 71% of people with a real estate agent's license did not close a deal. Transactions volume per agent. Here's the median, not the average, but the median number, right? The number right there in the middle. You know, a very good person will close 10 to 12, right? Think about that. There's 2 million people with a license. 2 million. So that means the average person closes about 2.1 per year. Unbelievable. Now, that's 10 to 12 a year, not a month. Just want to make sure we're clear. 70% of real estate agents did not close a deal in 2025 so far. I got some more for you. Here's some key takeaways, right? You want to be among the 30%, you got to have different streams of income, right? You want to make sure that you aim higher than the median. Okay. You want to capitalize on the rising inventory and you want to make sure that you leverage local dynamics. So these are some concerns that we have when it comes to real estate in today's time. Now, here's another one. The lack of stickiness. They have one agent and fire that agent and get another one. Now their cousin upset because you didn't use them. It caused all this stuff and there's no stickiness. You got to have a consistent pipeline. Right? You run out of pipeline. How do you start a pipeline? You got to have more prequals. No prequals means no future income. Number 5, your income is vulnerable. A lot of outside influences impact your income. Interest rates, Congress, the government, right? An election, all kind of things impact your income. Here's the solution. Here's the good news. You don't need a credit check. You don't need a debt to income ratio. You don't need all those things I had on that list. There's ways you can make money because you have the mindset already, right? You're used to dealing with people. Let's just add some new solutions. Add financial services to your practice. Why? Because between sales, between the gaps, we can bridge the gap of income, right? You can start building now towards retirement. Have you ever met a real estate agent that retired? I've never met a retired real estate agent, and I never met a retired barber, and I never met a retired beautician. But most people sell real estate till their 80s and their 90s. You want to build that second stream of income. Okay, no glass ceiling. You make as much as you want to make, right? Man, look at the smile on her face. Closed deal, right? Real estate agent, closed the deal. Made, I call a big money grab. We're going to talk about that in a second. Now, they had a coach, right? And when you have a coach, the coach can help you get to the next level. Let me share with you an example here. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Some of you know who these guys are, right? Music producers. They helped Janet Jackson elevate her music career. There were 2 albums that they helped produce that took Janet Jackson to the next level. She could already sing. She could already, display her talent. But when those 2 guys came along, it helped her business and her career go to the next level. We may be that coach for you to add the financial service practice to your business. But I'll tell you this, the pain of remaining the same is greater than the pain of change. You can remain the same. I don't know if you're part of the 70% that haven't closed the deal or the 30% that closed 1 or 2, but I want to help you build your legacy. I want to help you with future lifestyle. I want to help you, with those family goals and future income. We have strategic partnerships, everyone. Relationships before a transaction. I'm sure you heard that. We build a friendship. You build a connection. It starts with conversations. It starts with the relationship. And now we have a connection. We have amazing relationships with Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. I'm going to share with you a few financial concepts, right? Just to let you know a few things about what we do. And with a certain license, let's say life and health license. I don't even know why they call it a health and life license, because you can do everything on the screen here, right? So you can add this to your mix, and you can be a generator and let the handler handle it, and you can make 50% of what's going to be paid out. And I'll show you the income at the end. Stay tuned. So we're going to teach you how to dual purpose your money. You understand how a HELOC works, right? Did you know in life insurance, it works the same way, but you do not have to have a credit check or a debt to income ratio. You don't have to even give an explanation why you want to borrow money from the policy. And when you borrow money from the policy, you still get interest credited. So if you take out $100,000, you're still making 5% in most cases on the money you borrowed. That's another conversation though. Where are you? You're selling real estate, you're helping families, you're giving people the keys, you're getting people to the closing table. But my question to you is this: are you on track for retirement, right? If you're 55 years old, you need 2.5 million. I'm going to show you how to accelerate that. We go to work every day and most of our lifestyle looks like this, right? So let's say if a person makes $1,000 a month with 2 kids, make ends meet, versus a single person, $10,000 a month and can't make it. Why is that? 50% of our money goes to lifestyle. The car you drive, the house you live in, the places you eat, the places you hang out. Then you pay your debt, your taxes, and a little bit goes to savings. Let's change that. You work with us. Less goes to taxes, less goes to debt. You get more savings in your money. And guess what else? We're going to help you guarantee income for life. Guarantee income for life. So it all starts with the wealth of you. And it all starts with questions. Questions make you wealthy. Questions open up your mind. You make a decision based on questions. A decision is the most powerful thing in the world. And that's a made up mind. Decision cuts off other options. So here it is. These are the 3 questions that I truly believe will take your business and your income to the next level. Here it is. How much money can you save? No matter what. How much money can you save every month? I don't care if it's a tornado, hurricane, tsunami, earthquake. You're going to save money. Here's the next one. Why are you saving money? See, money got to have a job. If money do not have a job, it will find a job. See, money got to have a job, everyone. Now, where you put the money, right? Something to think about. Where do you put the money? Now, let me tell you this. It's time to put yourself first. You sell a piece of property, you get paid, you survive. You sell a piece of property, you get paid, you survive. Let your real estate money be your lifestyle income, and let the added practice and solutions of financial education be your retirement income. Let me share this with you because this changed my life at 24 years old, and I never forgot it. I was reading a book called The Cash Flow Quadrants by Robert Kiyosaki. And I read this book and he broke down the 4 ways of making income. It inspired me to create the legacy ladder. So there's 4 ways to make money. The first way is that you are an employee, you work for other people, you got a job. You know, some people say the journey of the broke, just over broke. I call it jail operating as a business. You have a 9 to 5, a 12 to 8, a third shift. You take a 29-minute lunch break. Somebody's telling you what to do, putting their finger on you, bossing you around. There's nothing wrong with it. But if that's your decision, then stay as an employee. The next one is self-employed. The doctor, the lawyer, the real estate agent, the singer, the performer, the NBA player, the NFL player. We get paid for performance, right? So if you don't go to work, you don't get paid, and most real estate agents are self-employed. Then you move up to what we call the business owner, right? A business owner has a system that is scalable, that is profitable. Remember, system, scalable, profitable. Some people are profitable but never scalable. See, people here in Atlanta get business owner and self-employed confused. Just because your name is on the side of a truck or your name is on a business card or your name is in a church bulletin next to your business and your cell phone is right there, you are the business. You're not a business owner. You're self-employed. We got to help you get top of the ladder. That's legacy creator. And when you add the additional income, you're taking care of the business owner and legacy creator. Let me tell you this. We want more money and we want more time, right? How do you do it? I need more money. The person with the money don't have time. The person with the time don't have money. Here it is. Very simple. You have to get out of the red box mentally. You're stuck in the red box. You got to get out of the red box. Guess what? You got to take a leap of faith. You got to jump out of the red box and you got to jump out of your security and jump into your freedom. And that's how you get more money and time. So how much money do you need to transform your lifestyle? Additional 10 grand a month, additional 20 grand a month. I'm going to show you. So here's how we get paid, right? We have new money and we have old money. New money is money being saved every month. Old money is money already saved. So in this example, one of the products that we use, it's not the only thing we do. You saw the chart. We have other products. $1,000 a month target into something called an index universal life. Real quick, when the market goes up, you make money. When the market goes down, you don't lose money. And when you pull money out, you don't pay taxes. We give you more training than that. But your main job is to introduce, not present. So 1,000 times 12 equals 12,000 target. Okay, follow with me. Now, as an agent, you make 7,800 because you're at 65%. As a broker, you're at 90%. You make 10,800. So we're set up just like the way you're set up in real estate. We have an agent and a broker. Okay. And old money, let's say we do a fact finder and let's say Miss Louise is retiring from Delta and she has $1 million in the account, or you meet 2 or 3 people, add it up to $1 million times your contract payout. Here's your production income. An agent, you get 4%. That's about 40 grand. As a broker, 5.75. We can go up to 7 in some cases. $57,000. One case. So Financial Pro Network is our firm. We're building a network of real estate agents. We build a network of mortgage professionals. We build a network of estate attorneys, lawyers, CPAs. We want you to be part of the network, right? You continue to have your company name. You continue to do everything you're doing, but I want you to know this, and don't ever forget it. The people you choose to be in business with are more important than the business you choose to be in. Because what are we going to provide for you? Education and training. People are missing LTC, leadership, training, and community. Now, mentorship and coaching will be provided. Innovation, technology. We're going to give you the best cutting edge tools and technology. You're going to have a new lifestyle now, right? You're going to make your own hours like you're currently doing. You can work from home or work from phone. No boss, no time clock, more vacations, world-class recognition, and you can leave a legacy to your family. Now, we have systems, right? You know I'm an engineer, right? By education, but I didn't forget, I still make systems and platforms. So client attraction, we got you covered on that. I never made a cold call. I never knocked on a stranger's door. We have a turnkey system that brings in business, right? The client process, the 8 financial breakthroughs. We walk our clients through the 8 financial breakthroughs. You don't have to do any guesswork, right? The next one, operations, onboarding. We make sure your team and you are onboarded and properly contracted. Here's the good news. Once you pass your resident state, you do not have to take the other states, test, quiz, exam, whatever you want to call it. It's probably the easiest test you ever take in your life, right? It's A, B, C, D. 2 are completely wrong. You got to figure out and make a D minus. Make a D minus and you're going to make the income I'm going to show you. So who has the largest industry, right? Let's say real estate is 34 trillion. Retail is 24 trillion. If I add real estate and retail, it's not larger than the financial industry at 158 trillion. If I add real estate plus retail, multiply it times 2, it's still not enough to beat the financial industry. Let's add this to your practice. You know, I have a lot of female friends that's real estate agents. And they like to say, show me the money. So let me show you the money, right? I'm going to compare real estate to the financial education business. Here we go. Now, show me the money. Here it is. Let's say the first column is the amount of money you want to make. Okay. The second part right here. Okay. I want to make sure that we bring this home for you. So this is how much money you want to make. This is the tool, a fixed index annuity. That's the old money, and we're only using 5%. This is the IUL money, and we're only using 65%. And this is the real estate money. We're going to use 3% because you may have a seller agent and a buyer agent. I want to break it down. You call me up and said, Alvin, I want to make a quick 10 grand. Okay, either you can roll 200,000, which means from an old IRA or 401k. You roll the money over, right? We fill out about 3 sheets of paperwork and it's paperless. You don't need a debt to income ratio. You don't need a credit score. You don't need a inspection. You don't need an appraisal. You don't need none of that stuff. You roll 200, you make the 10 grand, or we find $1,200 in target premium, or you can sell a house for $333,000. The next one, you want to make 20 grand, roll 400. Hopefully you're following with me. We call this big money grabs. Anything that's 20,000 or more per transaction is a big money grab. You know, we had people on the team make 100 grand in 1 month. 2 million, or do 12,000 in IUL, or you can sell a house for 3.3 million. I don't know if you're selling a lot of houses at 3.3 million, but you can find $200,000 in rollovers. You can find 400,000 in rollovers. You can find $1 million in rollovers. It is easier to roll over money than it is to sell a house. And I know some of you thinking, I want $250,000, right? I want $250,000, 5 million. We know the numbers, just re-engineer it. So everyone, I want to thank you for your time. Go ahead and grab a screenshot of this. Make sure we connect. My information is in the bio. Make sure that you get in contact with me. If you are a real estate agent, the next 10 real estate agents that get in contact with me, I am going to scholarship your life and health class because you need that license, right? I'm going to scholarship the class, and we're going to make sure you have the proper tools to knock it out within 14 days. Okay, everyone. Look like your legacy, not your adversity. Look like you're going somewhere, not like you've been through something. I look forward to working with you, and I look forward to serving you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for your time today. Have a productive day and not a busy day. To all the world champions and first-generation millionaires, I will see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded with excuses. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, and God bless everyone.